Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel, the Cask Connoisseur, and today's video is a whiskey related video which I'm sure Chris is really excited to kick things off with. I'll say with Chris being our whiskey expert, I think it's only right that we actually hand this session over to him. So Chris, lead the way with what we've got going on.
Okay, hi everybody. We've got 6 whiskies to taste today. We're going to split the video into 2 lots of 3 tastings, just to make it easier for you to watch. And what we're tasting are 6 bottles of release number 9 from Single Cask Nation. Now, Single Cask Nation started in America in 2011. Some people refer to them as the American equivalent of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. Difference being that there is no subscription. You can sign up on their website, although it's very American focused and you have to fudge the phone number. But you can sign up if you want to get hold of their newsletter. They have told us that they are developing a UK website, which would be wonderful. So we have 6 bottles from Single Cask Nation to try today, and we've basically done the 6 releases with the 3 space. Well, there's actually 4 sort of, but 3 space ciders first. Then we got the Tormore, which is the one I'm really excited about. Then we got a couple of peated in position 5 and 6. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to these because last year my favourite whiskey of the year was a Single Cask Nation 16-year-old Macduff, which was brilliant in flavours, brilliant for the price, and therefore came out top. So that's that. So without any further ado, I know what we need to say.
Absolutely.
We're going to put each sample in one whiskey glass because
Yes.
we haven't got a lot to make it look good for you guys. Now, me and Luke, we already kind of live together. So whilst in theory people might be, oh my God, they're sharing glasses. What he's got, I've got.
Yeah.
And God help him because what I've got, Anyway, so let's start off. And our first one we're going to go for is the Lochranza 2015 9-year-old sherry cask. And Lochranza is the new name for Arran, because of course those of you in the know that Arran has split into Lochranza, which produces the sherry cask, and Lag, that produces the peated whiskies these days. So it's a 9-year-old. It was distilled in 2015. It's a first fill sherry Hogshead.
Oh, sherried.
Sherry, you'll love that.
Yeah.
And it's 57.1% ABV, which is nigh on 100% proof.
Wow.
If my memory is correct.
Yes.
That wasn't. If I try to do the figures, I can't manage to pour the whiskey. But yeah, it's an interesting thing that the Americans make proof very easy. It's double whatever the ABV is. Whilst we do something silly like 1.75 off the top of my head times the ABV. And I'd have to have a calculator to let you know if that is correct.
And just so everyone knows for the videos as well, by the way, we might be looking down at certain points. That's just because we've got a laptop with our notes on. So if you do see us looking down, that's the reason why.
I know this is closer to me.
Yeah.
But I get fruit and sherry, and I haven't even raised the glass yet.
Now I'm hoping I will pick up some stuff because I have just recovered from 2 weeks ago having the worst cold of my life. So no, I'm looking forward to this, to be fair.
Oh, that's a lovely nose. You smell that and say what you think.
That is a lovely nose. Raisins and sultanas.
I'd add bananas to that.
Yeah, bananas. You know, pecan nuts. That is good. Vanilla.
Now, those of you who like Arran will instantly Love this. This, to quote Single Cask Nation's comment, it's Ouija. And it's beautiful. Okay, let's try the sip.
The best bit. What we thinking then, Chris?
That is definitely an Aaron. Definitely an Aaron.
Have to agree with you on that. Definitely an Aaron.
You know, for the first whiskey of the day,
That's
that is actually.
I tell you what's more. You know, you mentioned the vanilla on the nose. That vanilla now has become so intense. It's actually, what am I? I'm picking up like I've had it before. That's it. I've got it. Walls Viennetta ice cream. That flavour, a little bit of chocolate, and a little bit of honey as well.
Yeah, I don't think you're too far off there. There's definitely. I mean, the finish is honey.
Yeah,
that is definitely sweet. I am very, very impressed with that. And that is a cracker. I mean, you wouldn't even, what was it, 57.1,
yeah,
wasn't it? You wouldn't even realise it was 57.1. I mean, there's a bit of a bite.
There's a bit of a bite.
But that, 9-year-old,
yeah,
that is older than 9 years old. I mean, yeah, some of the older Arons I've had probably weren't that different. I mean, and there's body. I mean, this is one of the things that Single Cask Nation, to my mind, are well known for.
Yeah.
Robust, full kind of body. You get a solid mouthfeel there.
Yeah.
You're not left going, oh, that's a bit watery.
Yes.
Or anything like that. It basically, what would be the right word? You know, you've had something, but not in a horrible way. Let's put it that way.
Now, after, to be fair, that complete finish I've got now, I've now left the Viennetta stage. I'm now going more down the route of granola. I'm imagining now granola with some natural yogurt on top, with some honey. Yeah, it's making me think of breakfast.
Okay, Luke. This will be fun. How much do you think a bottle of that costs?
Well, that is good stuff. So I'm going to say, I reckon it's going to be about, let's go about, it's a 9-year-old, isn't it? So I'm going to go about 150.
Oh, even for a 9-year-old?
Yeah, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go higher.
I might have gone unknown. I might have actually gone, I don't know, 75, 80.
Okay.
Round about 60 quid, give or take a few pounds.
Wow.
60 quid.
That is good for a 9-year-old.
Now, that is...
I'm amazed.
Unbelievably good. Anyway, if we're actually going to get through this video, we now need...
We're already on 10 minutes.
to get on to the second one.
Yeah.
So just wait whilst I readjust my computer. When you get to my age, it's awfully hard to remember all the bits and pieces. Now, this is so Lochranza is obviously Isle of Arran, and now we're going to move on to the BenRiach, a 16-year-old first fill PX. So that's Pedro Ximénez sherry. So we expect sherry flavours again. It was distilled in 2008, 57.5%.
Okay,
so slightly more than 100% proof. And of course, proof means if you add it to gunpowder, stick a light to it, everything goes bang.
Yeah.
Hopefully don't try that at home because we're not sure quite what the results would be.
Please do not.
So let's have a go at this. I'll tell you what else I like with these bottles is that, I'm just going to move that out of the way. Sorry if it's gone off the video, but let's not be distracted.
No.
The nice solid screw cap, dark glass, so you get the colour. And I know we forgot to mention the colour, but we'll maybe do a comparison at the end. Oh, now, I tell you what, I tell you what, interesting. We've already got, I'd argue.
To comparison of nearly the same colour there, Chris.
No.
Oh, no, now looking at it properly.
Yeah. So the BenRiach.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, if I get my fingers out of the way.
BenRiach's definitely a lot more darker.
Yeah, a lot more darker. Now, interestingly, the Arran is a first fill hogshead.
Okay.
And the BenRiach is a first fill Pedro Ximenez.
Right,
so
okay.
the Arran doesn't say exactly what. So possibly with that lighter colour, it could be PX. Certainly the flavour suggests PX, but it's a hogshead, so it's a bigger barrel. Whereas that is a first fill Pedro Ximenez. So that'll give it the darker colour, I would suspect. So that is definitely looking more like a sherry bomb. How you can get more.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. Oh, that is what I would expect. And I'm going to stop there and finish the phrase and pass it over to Luke.
No, I've had stuff like this PX stuff before, and I'm picking up definitely deep sherry, but I'm going down the route of it's very fragrancy inside, but I'm going to go down the route of orange, deep honey caramel with a splash of nutmeg.
Sounds quite complicated.
Yeah.
Maybe having a cold a week or two ago has helped you, Luke.
Yeah, that's it. It's picked up something.
Yeah, I could go with orange, bit of nutmeg. Yeah, I could possibly go with that. I mean, this to me is typical. I mean, it's just typical fruitcake.
It's typical, yeah, fruitcake. That's the word I was thinking.
Typical fruitcake. And actually, a bit more information. It's a first fill PX, Pedro Ximenez Sherry, Bodega Barrique, 3 to 5 years, second maturation. So that probably accounts for the difference. But that.
You mentioned fruitcake. I'm going down the route of the Serene malt loaf.
Oh yeah, you quite like that. I don't think it's. Yeah. I don't think there's enough malt in there to go for that. But yeah, take that out. And agreed. Now. Oh, sorry. I just love nosing these.
What are we thinking?
Perfect with your Christmas dinner. It's a shame it's
save it's May.
It's a shame it's May. Maybe that's an excuse to have a late Christmas dinner. I won't say anything else on that. Yeah, I'm still chewing on it.
I'll tell you what, you're bob on right about Christmas. I'm blown away by Christmas pudding. Pudding and mince pies.
And a good, not necessarily whiskey, and a good splodge of rum in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is, wow, the difference between the two. I mean, again, it's very robust. I mean, it's got strength of character. You're not going, oh, that was a bit wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Don't know what I drank there. You'll know you've drunk that BenRiach.
Yeah.
And if I was being honest, I don't actually drink a lot of BenRiach. Although when I saw this initially, when did they first start mailing? Probably beginning of April or whatever. I did actually think to myself, that BenRiach is one I want to try. So let's try again, because at present we're just like
we're like that, aren't we?
You know, these are just superb. I mean, they really are. So, Luke, how much do you think that is a bottle? It's a 16-year-old.
It's a 16-year-old. So the Arran was 60 quid. So 16-year-old. I'm going to go okay, I got it wrong last time with 150 quid. So, and it's PX as well. I'm going to go 95 quid.
95 quid.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let me find my price list again. I don't know why, but I can't damn well find it. Oops, bad language. Don't repeat that. What's gone wrong with my price list? Oh, there we are. So you went?
95.
Okay. I'd have argued probably being a 16-year-old these days has got to be £100.
Okay.
Given the quality that is, and I might even argue that's one of the best BenRiachs I think I've ever had. But I don't drink a lot of BenRiach, so please don't tell me that I know nothing about BenRiach. I know nothing about BenRiach, but please don't tell me, why did you miss this one? I'll just get depressed. That is probably one of the best I've had. So I'd have gone £100 on the 16, maybe with the quality, up it a wee bit, and gone to 130, 40 maybe.
Okay.
And it actually comes in at 125. That is phenomenal value.
That is good value.
That is phenomenal value. It's roundabout going to cost you 125.
Yeah.
Now, the reason we're saying roundabout is depending on which shop you go, there's always £1 or £2 difference as to what they sell. But that
is good for 125.
Cracking.
Wow, I'm amazed.
I tell you what, the more I taste the Single Cask Nation, I mean, it's very rare you go through 6 tastings and you end up going, I like all of them.
Yes.
And I mean, between those two, I'm struggling as to which one I would prefer to.
If it was me, Chris, I'd have to say both.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sold on both without a shadow of doubt. Right, the third one, which this would possibly be the most well known, perhaps, of the distilleries if we were trying to. So the next one is a GlenAllachie, distilled in 2012. So it's a 12-year-old, and it's a refill Oloroso sherry Hogshead. So this probably won't be as sweet.
This won't be as sweet, no.
So we'll see what happens. So looking a bit further, it's 2 to 5 years second maturation in the Oloroso sherry Hogshead. And yeah, it's got the higher ABV, so this will be interesting.
This will be interesting. I'll just say this is the first 3 that we're trying, guys, and then we'll be doing the second 3 later on. But no, this will be good.
Now that's interesting because the minute I poured that, I got a bit of red coloration out of it.
Well, now looking at it though, Chris, that coloration to me, I mean, it's a lot more. It's a lot more golden than the PX.
Yeah, it's lighter and more golden.
More golden. It's pretty much nearly even lighter than the Lochranza.
Yeah, it's lighter, and actually comparing the two, I think there's a redder hue to the Lochranza than
I hate to say words like this, but it looks like the same colour as apple juice.
Yeah, look, apple juice is a good description there. Yeah, apple juice. Don't leave it around for the kids.
No.
Hopefully they could smell the difference between apple juice and this. Let's find out.
Okay, silence is there. Okay.
Now, purpose for keeping silent, if I say that tastes of oranges.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not taste. Noses of oranges. You'll instantly smell oranges. So that's why we keep stunned before we've had a nose. So what do you get out of there? I'm going to double check on mine because I've got a very specific.
That to me, I'm going more summery. I'm actually going tropical, mango, pineapple. That to me is very fruity. I'm actually thinking of. It's actually reminded me of like a craft beer, the aroma of a craft beer, like citrusy craft beer.
Yeah, some of these,
like Beavertown or something like that,
yeah.
and something like that. That aroma is amazing.
Yeah, no, that's definitely summer fruity. Now, I got even more specific than that. First thought that came into my head, and I'm going to again show a little bit of ignorance perhaps here. So it's black cherry.
Okay.
And black cherries I associate as being Moratello cherries, if that's the right wording for it. So to me, summer, perfect. Cherries, summer. And yeah, there's tropical fruits in there, and
it's impeccably just, it's like a fruit punch drink.
Well, yeah, fruit punch.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're on our third whiskey.
Yeah.
And so far, I've not kind of got, Tell you what, guys.
I mean, this is a fantastic range, what we've had so far. It's faultless.
Interesting.
Okay. That aroma is just wow. Oh, okay.
Okay. So, as usual, I'm going to go, what do you think, Luke?
That is completely overthrown now, my palate. You get that beautiful, sensational spring, summer, warming, inviting on the aroma to then a sharp, spicy, pretty much fiery finish in my mind.
Okay, so maybe that's the alcohol at 59 points.
Yeah.
So might be an idea. Maybe those of you like adding water want to try this with a drop of water, 59.4%. So that's what you're finding.
That's what I'm finding overwhelming at the minute.
Cherry marzipan. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Cherry marzipan with a warming spice. The problem is I'm going to have a second sip. I'm sorry, just to.
I think you can taste the wood. I mean, it's so wooded. You can taste, the wood. And when I said fiery as well, I'm going to add probably the element of even smokiness into it as well. It's quite smoky.
No, I don't get smoke at all.
No?
I'll agree with a hint of wood. And there's a beautiful, I call it mild spiciness, of course, what people have is spiciness. But you're looking at a mild chili spice, very mild chili spice. I mean, that is beautiful. My whole mouth is tingling, as if I'd just eaten, refreshers.
Refreshers, yeah.
That is everywhere tingling. That, quite honestly, the only negative, and I do have a negative, and I'm going to explain why on a negative. So we've talked about robustness and full-bodied and everything else. Because of that kind of tingly refresher, sherbet kind of aspect to it, that is not as robust in my mind.
Okay.
Not as robust as these two. But, again, absolutely superb. So, how much? So far, me and Luke haven't been doing very well on this. But how much do we think this is?
What's really annoying was the second one was priced the one which I should have thought about the first one. So, what's the age, Chris, again?
It's a 12-year-old from GlenAllachie.
It's a 12-year-old from GlenAllachie. Now, okay. And it's a Oloroso. So I'm going to go around about the £110 mark. But no, actually, I'm going to go less than that. I'm actually going to go for 100. About £100.
100. Some of the best GlenAllachies I've had generally tend to be around £100 £150 a bottle. So I'm going to go higher.
Okay.
I'm going to do 12 and I'm going to do £10 per year, so call it 120.
120.
Okay. Do you owe me a beer or do you not? Are you sticking or twisting?
Oh, God, crikey. It's going to be higher, isn't it? You know what? I'm going to go 125 then.
Wrong. You'll be the closest, £102.
Ah.
So 100, 105 quid from the shops. And to be fair, I again, that smacks of tremendous value.
That is amazing.
Of money. I mean,
Yeah.
there isn't a bad one amongst these three. Now, the tough one. Which out of these three do you prefer?
So, I mean, this is obviously the first three that we've had. Now, if I do it reversewards, my least favourite so far has got to be, unfortunately, the GlenAllachie, just because of that spicy kick. In first place so far for me, it's got to be the. There's no question about it. It has to be the 16-year-old so far.
Yeah, BenRiach.
The BenRiach. No.
Okay. I have to admit, the GlenAllachie is extremely interesting and well worth buying.
Yeah.
But I think out of the three, if I was going to, and it's one that when I saw the list originally was like, yeah, that's one of the bottles we want. So maybe there's a bit of bias. I would probably buy a whisker, say the BenRiach, then the Arran, which it's 60 quid.
Yeah.
I mean that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the bargain of the year. And then probably the GlenAllachie.
Yeah.
But you're literally shaving points off. If anybody wanted to buy me all three of these bottles, is it Father's Day next coming up? Father's Day, yeah. If anybody wanted to buy me all three of these bottles, I'd be very, very happy. And to be fair, I don't think I've yet had a bad Single Cask Nation. They've got to make a mistake sooner or later. Everybody does, or it just isn't quite to your liking, or it was a bad day and you didn't like it. But those three,
amazing.
Wow, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing value. Quite honestly, I think in this day and age,
taste, flavour, aroma.
So,
is right.
Are we going to be fighting to finish that one off?
I don't know. Maybe difficult at this rate.
Maybe difficult. I'll tell you what. We'll say cheers. I'll take the Arran. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. So don't forget to keep on liking, subscribe to the Cask Connoisseur. We'll be back for part 2 very, very soon, where we'll be trying the next 3 in line. Okay. Cheers all.
Cheers all.